Hello guys and welcome back to Planet 40k. I know it's been a while yet again. I have been preparing for December. We've got a large giveaway that we're going to be doing, and also we're going to be releasing a video every day from the 1st of December to the 24th of December, so Christmas Eve. And we've got a Necrons versus Tyranids theme. If you weren't aware of that, that's what we're going to be doing this year, alongside the giveaway of course. So I have been sort of preparing. Unfortunately though, the Codex is coming out right at the start of the month, so it's completely scuppered all my plans, so I'm going to have to kind of edit things in as I go. But hey, that's for another day. Today we're going to be talking about something that Warhammer community have released today on their webpage, and it's an article called Dynastic Ambition. So they've released some information about the new Necron detachments from the new Necron Codex. So let's get into that. 21st of November, Codex Necrons phases in with new detachment rules. Bloody blah. I'm going to skip the sort of the fluff stuff. Let's just get to the good stuff. So the Masters of the Hypocrite Legion spin their immeasurable wisdom of the Necron into one irrefutable truth. Walking is for squares, and hyperphasing is the new hotness for the 41st millennium. Each turn, entire units of mechanical warriors slip between the bounds of conventional space and time and return from unexpected quarters, ambushing enemies as they aim to secure the all-time jump scare record for the 35th millionth year running. I'm sure there's an in-joke there somewhere, gone over my head. But let's look at this detachment rule, the Hypercrypt Legion, and their rule is hyperphasing. At the end of the opponent's turn, you can select a number of Necron units from your army that are not within engagement range, and you can have a maximum, in fact, of the following. So if you're playing Incursion, it's 2, Strike Force 3, Onslaught is 4. So if you're playing, the competitive games, it's going to be up to 3 units. And once you've made your selections of which units that are not in engagement range, you can literally remove them from the battlefield and place them into strategic reserves. Now, I absolutely love this. I mean, it's like having 3 Veil of Darknesses, but you're going to be doing it every single turn. You're not going to pay points for it like you would with the Veil of Darkness. It's also like the Ophidian Destroyer's ability, but again, this is just army-wide. It's brilliant. It doesn't restrict you to just infantry or anything, it's just Necron units. So that could be Catan, could be the Monolith maybe. There's lots of different things that we can do. Of course, at a glance, I can't really think of the synergies, but I'm sure once we get into the Codex, we'll learn lots of new combinations. But that one is a really cool ability. That's the detachment rule. So we're keeping our reanimation protocols, but of course we'll be losing command protocols, which is a +1 to hit if you've got a leader in the unit, which is a decent rule, don't get me wrong. But I really like the idea of this one. I mean, this could be used for so many things. Secondary objectives springs to mind instantly. Maybe it's, deploy teleport homers comes up with your cards, and all of a sudden you've got a Lich Guard unit that can just walk onto the battlefield right in the, the far end. Do deploy teleport homers, bosh, done. I don't know why you do it with Lich Guard, but hey, I'm just kind of throwing out random examples here. It just gives you a bit more flexibility with your scoring and your secondary objectives. So I really like that one. That is definitely something I'm going to be favouring. I think that's my kind of play style. Yeah, I like that one. So attentive overlords will notice that you phase out units at the end of the opponent's turn. Yes, that's brilliant. So you can shamble them right back onto the battlefield into your own movement phase, as if they never left. Now, in fact, let me just stop there a moment. I can't remember where I saw it. It might have been on the rules commentary. The reanimation protocols still happens to units that are not even on the battlefield. So even if they're off the battlefield, you're still going to get your reanimation protocols, unless they change reanimation protocols with a new codex or they make some new FAQ. But currently, they can do it even if they're off the battlefield. So once placed into reserves, units like Slippery Ophidians and Ruthless Death Marks can ignore the battlefield edge to deep strike anywhere they please, of course, because they've got deep strike. There's actually something else in the rules commentary that states that you can, in fact, I've got it right here on page 4, deep strike and strategic reserves. Effectively, it's basically saying you can opt to do the deep strike move or the strategic reserve move if they're in strategic reserves. So that's from that paragraph there on page 4. But going back to it, in fact, that's why they're actually mentioning Ophidians and Death Marks, because they can deep strike. Better yet, a leader with the Osteoclave Fulcrum enhancement can do the same, treating strategic reserves like an extra dimensional taxi service for themselves and their bodyguard. Dropping an Overlord with 10 Lich Guard, heavies right next to an opposing Warlord on turn 2, as diabolical as it is hilarious. So this is the enhancement for this actual detachment. Necron model only, so of course a character that can take it, not an epic hero. Models in the bearer's unit have the deep strike ability. Ooh, that's huge. Ooh, that's nice. That is nice. So now it literally can be any unit. When we were reading the paragraph, I didn't quite twig what that meant. So yeah, going back to Lich Guard as an example, you can now give them deep strike. That's amazing. Wow. So yeah, when you do it in your charge phase, one Necron unit from your army that was set up. Oh, there's a stratagem as well as an enhancement. I was getting really confused. So they've shown off the enhancement as well as the stratagem. So the stratagem is a complete separate thing. I don't know why they put it in the same image, but Dimensional Corridor is the stratagem for 2 CP. In your charge phase, one Necron unit from your army that was set up on the battlefield this turn using the Eternity Gate ability of a monolith model that started the turn on the battlefield. So you can't be deep striking a monolith using the hyperphasing ability and then using the stratagem, because that monolith didn't technically start on the battlefield that turn. So that's a no-no, but that was the first thing that came to my mind. You can't do that. And anyway, going back to the stratagem, your unit is eligible to charge this phase, so they can effectively phase in and do a charge move. 2 CP. Cool. But no, going back to that enhancement, I do like that. That is really cool. Really cool. That's going to give you a lot of flexibility now. Anyway, so as veteran Necron commanders will know, the monolith provides its own portal for reserve units to enter the fray precisely where you need them. The Hypocrite Legion has mastered this dimensional corridor and can grant close combat specialists an all-important charge right after arriving, potentially within 2 inches of their hapless target, for their low cost of just 2 CP. I don't think it's a low cost. 2 CP is more of the upper end of stratagems, but hey, it is what it is. It might be a little tricky to get kill crazy destroyer cults on the board with a battle plan regarding finesse and delicate teleporting tactics, but that's why they have their own detachment to hang out and sharpen knives in. So now they're going to be talking about the Annihilation Legion, I believe. Yep, the Annihilation Legion wants one thing above all else: to wreak utter destructive havoc, and they're frightening effective at getting to grips in close combat when the Annihilation Protocol sets in. Destroy cult units and their equality deranged Flayed One buddies. Ooh, does Flayed Ones count now? Are relentless when the opportunity to reintegrate mortals into the cold hard ground presents itself. The blood-fueled cruelty stratagem ensures no one can escape their blade-tipped grasp. So what is the blood-fueled cruelty stratagem? It's 1 command point. It is a battle tactic stratagem, if that means anything. In your opponent's movement phase, just after an enemy unit ends a fullback move. So not common, but still does happen time to time. So you can get 1 Destroyer Cult or 1 Flayed Ones unit from your army that started that phase in engagement range of that enemy unit. And you basically roll a 2, 3, 4 or 5, they suffer D3 mortal wounds. You roll a 6, they suffer 3 mortal wounds. Then your unit can make a normal move, but must end your move as close as possible to the enemy unit. So I wouldn't imagine you can get back into engagement range because it's a normal move. Otherwise it would state you can even get within engagement range. It doesn't state that. But if they're trying to get away, you can kind of try and trap a unit into a certain position, but it is just after the end of the fallback move, so it's not beforehand, so therefore you can't kind of trap a model in, so it can't actually do a fallback move. The second one is Murderous Reanimation. Another battle tactic stratagem. In the fight phase, 1 Destroyer Cult or Flayed Ones unit from your army that has just destroyed an enemy unit, or just caused an enemy unit that is not below half strength to become below half strength, your unit's reanimation protocols activates. So you need to destroy a unit or getting them to become below half strength. If you've got like a max unit, then that's going to be pretty good, because you're likely going to be either wiping the unit out or just taking them below half strength at the very least, and then you get to use your reanimation protocols if you've lost anything. Not bad at all, not bad at all. So yeah, 3 new miniatures have been shown off already from the remastered Imitate the Destroyer. Orokin, I actually didn't do a video on Orokin. I wasn't that impressed. I am going to still buy it. It did need an update, don't get me wrong, but you know, it just kind of looks similar to me. And then we've got the Translocating Overlord as well with the Shroud. That will be in the new Codex, which is available for pre-order this week. So the likelihood is it's a 2-week pre-order, I'd imagine. So it would be the start of December, which would be, what date would that be? The start of December. well, you're looking at sort of the 2nd or the 9th. I hope it is the 2nd because we are doing our countdown to Christmas, of course, and I'd rather have all the information as early as possible in the month, so therefore I can get the right information into the videos. But guys, what are your thoughts on this, on the detachment rule? The enhancement I'm a massive fan of, by the way. Yeah, what are your guys' thoughts? Let me know down in the comments below. See you later.